Hi, is this on? Hello, this is Jason,
And this is Desmond.
and we are the single guys.
Yeah.
We're
back.
We're back. I forgot how to do this. This is our first recording in 2022. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's been a while with lockdown and
What's that? What,
cases
August?
going on. Yeah, I think it's a good half a year.
Yeah, we've not had a recording. Well, the last episode that would have come out would have been in August, so we would have recorded it the month before, so like July. We're recording this now in March. So yeah, it's been 7-8 months.
Yep, we're still alive.
Yeah, we're still single.
Still single.
Oh shit. Well, with lockdown and the inability to meet new people, you can't exactly find a partner, at least not in person. You could do one with the internet, the power of online dating and all that.
I don't know about you, but I've given up on that. So
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've never really believed in online dating.
I think it can work, but it's topic for another day.
Yeah, topic for another day. What is today's topic? Well, today's topic is actually nice guys finish last. So we've heard this phrase quite often. We were constantly reminded
Oh yeah,
in not necessarily the best way.
yeah.
So we're always reminded that nice guys finish last. And I wanted to break this down into a few things lah. But basically, I got this idea when I saw this news article about a week ago, when a husband basically from, I think it's Cambodia, he took his little boat, his sampan, he wanted to row all the way to India so that he can meet up with his wife. That, my friends, is like, wow. But okay, he's already married lah, obviously, to this woman.
Right.
Also, in recent weeks, we've got Will Smith slapping the bejesus out of Chris Rock.
Yep.
Because he was obviously not the nice guy in this interaction with Chris Rock, but I'm pretty sure his wife loves him for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So my man standing up for me.
Yep. I'm pretty sure she was turned on by his defense of her.
Uh-huh.
And when we, the outsiders, we look at this incident, right, we think of it as, wow, that's not cool of Will Smith at all. But if you were in his wife's position, you'd be like,
Correct.
that guy loves me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have done the same? I mean, it's slightly tangent, but a slight tangent, but would you have done the same?
I don't know if I'd do it in front of millions of people because it's on live TV.
Yeah. I think I would have done it.
I really
But
don't know.
I think the guy, I may have anger management issues, but I may not have just slapped the guy. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but you see, right? Like I said, other people will look at it and say it's wrong, but I look, at least in the wife's eyes, I'm pretty sure she'll look at it and say, wow, this guy is the man.
Yep.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that, it does kind of highlight the fact that nice guys tend to finish last.
Yeah, agreed.
In both scenarios, the couples were actually obviously married. But the funny thing about these things, right, is if you were to do that for somebody who is not actually your partner, not even your wife, it might present you as in a negative aspect. Like you will be seen as, oh, this guy is a gangster.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you simply go around punching people or slapping people just, to defend someone who's not even your significant other, then yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, right, both of us have had experiences being the nice guys. Okay. Just a disclaimer first. At least among Des and myself, I'm the least nicer guy. There was a point in my life where I was I tended to be a people pleaser. So I wanted to please a lot of people,
Yep.
and I will subdue my thoughts and not voice it out. But after a while, it just meant that I kept getting stepped over. Like people will not
Yep.
consider my opinions, or people will ignore me.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I don't really care. There are certain people which I don't care what they think about me. And it actually started from there. When I started to learn to not give a shit of what certain people say, that's when I came out of my shell and actually became a closer version of what I saw myself as. So the image I had of myself. So it's like, I realized that, okay, I don't want to be the nice guy. I'm not exactly the bastard or the bad boys that the girls look for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhere in between. I'm in no man's land.
I think that's good at the end of the day.
But
It's better for yourself. I mean, you're obviously not the jerk, but also you don't get stepped over. I think there's
Yeah.
a right balance, which you're probably closer to than I am. Well, yeah, I think it's in a much better position, to be honest.
But you see, right? People don't pay attention when you're in the middle.
I see. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you either have to be the real bad boy or the nice guy. Because like you're the nice guy, people will still notice you.
I get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're on the other end of the spectrum, people will still notice you. But when you're in the middle like me, it doesn't really connect with anyone because it's in the middle.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
So it's like, how do I switch this around? So now we're coming from two perspectives. You from one end of the spectrum,
Yep.
and me in the middle. Both of us need to go on the other side.
Yes, we need to make our way towards the other spectrum.
Yeah, so we need to... okay, but like this. Why do girls want to be with the bad boys?
I think it's pretty simple and straightforward in that sense that it's just more exciting, isn't it? Right?
So you
Or it's that tug which I think they like.
the excitement, is
The
it?
excitement, yeah, like, oh, he's not paying attention to me, or suddenly they get a little bit of attention, and it's for the girls who don't know about this, it's intentional, by the way. Whether or not they're giving you attention and they're pulling away, and they give you a slight attention and they pull away. The majority of them, they know what they're doing. But it's this constant. Oh, is he like thinking about me, or is he not? Why is he ignoring me?
Why is he not
mind
replying my
game.
messages? Why he doesn't message me in the morning? That kind of thing.
Correct. So there's this up and down, and this push and pull, and I think that's what makes it exciting. Or at least there's movement.
Okay.
In that sense, I guess.
Okay. But so girls will have this tendency to be attracted to the bad boy, right?
Yeah.
But then they will tell you, or they tell their friends, I want to find a guy who treats me like a princess, who remembers my birthday and the important dates to us, the anniversaries, buys me gifts. Okay, some independent girls will be listening to this and be like, no, I don't really need I don't really need the guy to buy anything for me. I can buy it myself. It's not about the money. It's about the thought.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
a lot of these so-called independent girls, the moment you forget their birthdays or forget to do anything special, they turn out to be the exact same girls they're trying not to be, or they claim that they are not.
Yeah. For sure.
They will be the ones throwing a tantrum. And in fact, independent girls who throw a tantrum, the explosion level tends to be a lot more higher on the Richter scale.
No doubt.
Yeah. So I'm not criticizing independent girls. In fact, I love independent girls.
Mm-hmm.
They are like the best in terms of like options. Okay. But you can't be girls generally can't say that they want this kind of guy to treat them right but then they end up dating the bad boy round the corner. Okay,
Yeah.
tell me your experience about being the nice guy that failed in trying to get into a relationship with some girl who picked up a bad boy.
So a lot of it, especially from my side, you know, it's always come to a point where, you know, so these are the things I do. Okay, let's just get that out of the way first. You know, so I'm always the guy that will be there for them, that will help them do things, that will text them in the morning and do, like, you know, text them good night and things like that. So it's a lot of typical nice guy things that you will go the extra mile for them, but then again, nothing's gonna happen, right? So you may get the, or, you know, we'll hang out and, you know, we'll have a meal, or we'll just do something, but it never progresses any further than that. And yeah, that's been the majority of my experiences. So I mean, as boring as it sounds, I think for a lot of people, or for a lot of quote unquote nice guys, you know, that's the majority of experiences, because they're never going anywhere further than that, right? So you're there basically as a friend.
So you immediately drop into the friend zone before you even start anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever actually had any girl tell you this before? Like, you're too nice, or you're too nice for me, or too good for me, that kind of thing?
Not that I can recall, but did it ever happen? I felt like it has.
So I brought this up is because I've been told before, well, she never said I was too good for her, because I know myself I'm not too good for her. But she did say I was too nice for her. Okay?
Right.
Now, when I first heard this, so I was in Australia, so I probably would have been just under 21. Okay? So when I first heard this, right, I was so confused as fuck. Because she told me that I was too nice to her and she couldn't be with me. And like, huh? But
excuses lah.
shouldn't that be what you want?
No, that's correct. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
So with this girl, I was doing those things that you mentioned. Okay, back in those days there was no WhatsApp, but we had text messages. We still had 160 characters to play with.
Yes.
So I was still texting her. I was still I made an effort to find her. But I made an effort to match her schedule, her class schedule. So we had a lot of crossover subjects, but when we didn't, I'll make an effort to actually meet up with her, and then we'll do our assignments together.
Oh yeah,
and
correct.
Stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, and she was nice to me too. You know, not saying that she wasn't nice to me. In fact, she treated me very nice. She was the first person to I think I might have mentioned this before on another episode. She let me drive a car in Australia.
I think you did. Yeah.
She had a personalized plate number, Honda Accord in those days.
Damn.
For a student, very expensive.
Oh yeah.
She was the church-going girl.
Oh wow.
Church-going girl, say I was too nice for her. Okay.
Wow.
But anyway,
And you weren't religious, right?
correct. So it didn't make sense to
What
me.
the heck?
So I even went to her church with her, right? Her Indonesian church. I didn't know what was going on.
I think right, this in itself is the definition of a nice guy. You see, because the length, the amount of effort put into it, the planning, and if you know girls out there think it's by chance or coincidence, it's not, because a lot of it is very intentional.
Yes, guys make that effort.
Yeah.
But the problem is, girls always say guys don't make enough effort, right?
Yep.
And the reason why that happens is because they're looking at the wrong guy.
Yeah.
They're expecting the wrong guy to make that effort.
That's correct.
But what they really want is actually not the effort. They don't want the nice guy to make the effort. They want the wrong guy to make the effort.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call ourselves the right guy, but I'll say we're the nice guys.
Yeah. I'm just reminded, there's a video that I watched recently. That was on Matthew Hussey.
Why do I know this name?
Yeah, so he's a dating coach.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so he had one of those videos that was just basically talking about this. That, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought.
Matthew Hersey.
Matthew Hussey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. While you think about that, I have
Yeah.
another story to tell.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So, I've told you this before. Like I there's this one girl that I used to like, where she's 100% my type. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But she's married to a bad boy. Bad boy got her pregnant.
We know quite a few stories like that.
Yeah, I know.
She's definitely not the only one.
Yeah, but point is, bad boy got her pregnant, and she gave birth to a baby girl, and that's pretty much the length of their relationship. Like, they still live together. He's still a useless bum because he's only rich because of family. He's got no skills, but he's a bad boy.
See, this is another one of my. The thing that ticks me off a lot is, you know, these guys who basically live off their parents' success.
Or family
right?
success.
Or family's
Yeah.
richness, and
Yeah.
they pass it off as their own. If they are a self-made man, sure.
Yeah.
You know, I would take off my hat. I would, you know, concede defeat, or however you want to put it. You know, and I would gladly admit that, yes, this guy may be better for her in that sense. But when you're losing out to a guy who has nothing, who
Exactly.
you know doesn't hasn't worked hard ever in his life,
Never worked hard.
is freaking rich just because of his family.
Yes.
But yet gets the girl that you were interested in.
Yep.
Oh, that ticks me off.
Yeah. I think it ticks you off more than it ticks me off.
Yeah, for sure. Just, speaking from experience,
Because
it still stings.
oh, still stings.
Well,
Wow.
not as much lah, but you know,
Yeah.
it's still a thorn in my flesh.
Because for me, it's like, I'm not rich. I'm okay lah. I'm shorter than this guy, so he has one over me, one physical one over me.
Height attribute.
But the girl's not very tall. She's shorter than me anyway. And like I said, like in my history, I've never really bothered whether she was taller than me or shorter
Yeah.
than me. But anyway, this girl, until today, is still married to this guy. It's not like I'm waiting for her to divorce or anything, because I know that will never happen.
Yeah.
Because she's one of those girls that will pretend that everything is fine. Like, even though I have physical proof that her husband is out with some other girls, not just hanging out with alcohol and you know and things that happen after that. Like, she's not going to tell the world that the relationship is rocky, even
Yeah,
though
they're not.
everybody can see it.
Yep.
She will try to pretend that everything is fine, and in fact, she try to make it seem like it's even better.
Oh yeah.
But the moment she starts-
Yeah.
Well, it's either when she starts drinking or when she has her PMS, and then she
Yeah.
starts telling her stories and gets all emotional.
Oh yeah.
Not PMS, sorry, on her period. That's when you go, wow.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of them will, right? Because we've heard so many cases, and they're one of the most resilient girls that I
Right?
pretty much hear about.
Yeah.
You know, like, no matter how bad it gets, you know, no matter how dire the situation, no matter like what kind of asshole the guy has been, they still wouldn't give up.
Correct. And like, it's not like she doesn't know that he's cheating on her.
Yeah, and they're full aware of what's going
Correct.
on.
And oh my god, I just remembered this. He beats her.
Holy shit.
This is, you know, abusive
Yeah, this is
relationship.
abusive, yeah.
But he beats her, and it was really tough because, like, on the outside, she will always present herself as a very strong woman. Like, I won't take shit from anybody. But we look,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
But we look at her, and like, we see some marks, and it's like, okay, where's that strong bitch? You know? So the thing is, we're called the single guys. that dude's not single, and we are.
Yeah, that's correct. Which is like, coming back to what I was gonna say earlier on, I just remembered, it was about Matthew Hussey, right? And one of his videos, he was basically just talking about, he was addressing the ladies in the room.
Yep.
And he's always saying like, because the ladies are always voicing out that, they always meet a certain type of guy, or they're always chasing for the bad guy and things like that. And, it kind of makes sense because what Matthew was saying is that, is basically, they're looking at basically, let's say the whole spectrum of guys, right? You put them or you line them up or whatever it is. You always get about maybe 5% of them that are usually the loudest in the room, right? They talk a lot or they show off a lot. They make a lot of empty. I won't say empty promises, but I'll say they make a lot of promises, right? Off the bat, this kind of thing. They're the loudest in the room, and they're the ones who get noticed because they're loud.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why, he was saying like the majority of girls always meet this type of guy because they're the ones who they're paying attention to.
Yeah.
And they're standing out. Correct. You get the other 90% that's waiting for the right chance. Like us. Right? We're waiting for the right moment to take it to the next level, to see where it goes. Being more responsible with our actions, our words, our promises. Excuse me. Wow. And and where does that get us? Nowhere.
When you mentioned this, I actually just remember another video I watched.
Yeah.
It was from Steve Harvey, where there was this girl in his audience, because he has a talk show, right? It's like the Oprah show.
Yeah.
And the lady in the audience explained her situation. So she said that she was in a relationship, very long-term relationship with this guy, and she gave him an ultimatum to get married.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, because she said she's not getting any younger. She's in her 30s, and even though they're happy together, he hasn't put a ring on her finger.
Yeah.
Right. And then she explained the situation that the guy, his reason for all of this is because he has to work double shifts. He's basically got to find the money.
Yeah.
Right, to raise a family.
Yeah.
Right. So she's asking Steve Harvey what to do. Steve Harvey was like,
I see where this is going.
"What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
He said, "You have a man that is working hard for your relationship, and you want to put a timeline on that?
Yep.
What's the difference if you have a house, or if you rent a house, or if you have a community house? Would you rather have a house that was paid for by him, but you be unhappy in the relationship? Or would you prefer to have to stay in a community house, because for them it's not rent, there's like community housing. To stay in a community house but have a man that's happy to be with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you need to put a timeline?
Yeah.
What is wrong if you marry this year, next year, or 5 years down the line?"
I agree.
So that was something that I was like, I've always known that. I didn't know how to explain or articulate it. But the girl in the video where when Steve Harvey was explaining to her, she was like, "Yeah, I've got a good man." Because you think about it, right? That's exactly the kind of relationship you want. You want a man who's committed to the relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
That he's doing things to make the relationship work.
Yep.
And yet, she, in her mind, had the notion that maybe she should break up with him because he couldn't meet the timeline.
Yeah.
How stupid is that?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
You had a good man and you were thinking of breaking up just because he couldn't meet your deadline.
Yeah.
I remember Steve Harvey said, "He deserves better than you."
Wow, that is a smack.
It was like, wow.
No, but that is true though. Any responsible guy, okay, will want to sort himself out first.
Correct.
And then to ensure a proper, secure future for his significant other.
Yep.
No doubt.
You don't need to have the future there.
Yeah.
But you need to show that you're going to work for it.
Yeah. it doesn't have to be 100%.
Yeah.
Only to a point that he's confident, all right, I am sorted right now. I can take care of myself. I can take care of, my girlfriend, my fiance, or my wife. Or, it's only when he is confident, then he will make the move.
But turning this the other way around,
Yeah.
we know quite a few girls that will go straight for the money.
That's a different story.
And this girl that I mentioned is exactly same exactly kind of story, because
Yeah.
that guy is already made, not on his own effort, family's effort, but the point is he still got it made lah. He's got his own business, built on the name of his family, and looks like he's a success when he's got nothing to do with it being a success. Yes, you're gonna say something.
No, I was just gonna say, as long as she gets the money, or she's happy with how he's treating her.
Well, she's obviously not happy with how he's treating her.
Because I think this is such a
And the thing is,
a mirage bar. So it's because the money's not his.
yep,
Right?
but he has access to it.
Correct. He has access to it, but which is why he doesn't know how to deal with that money or how to generate more money.
Yeah, correct. And you know what's the most sad part that eventually will happen? Because the whole family knows he didn't do anything to get that money,
Yeah.
I know he's not going to get the business. Actually, the whole world knows he's not going to get the business.
If
I'm pretty
he has
sure-
other siblings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure and other siblings actually work for the business.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this friend, she also knows that he's not going to get that money. But she wants to save face. Yes, right.
To a lot of people who are listening out there, it's just not worth it. Your pride just
Oh
forget
no,
it.
pride is worth more than a lot of things to people, more than money sometimes. Right, here's a real question, okay? How do we go from the nice guys to somewhere in the territory of bad boys? Because clearly it works.
Oh yeah, that I agree.
What do you think about yourself that needs to change to be in a bit of the bad boy territory? Like maybe on a sense of self-reflection. Like, okay, maybe you can think about it. I can go first. Like, I know for me, I hang out with a lot of girls, right? I have a lot of female friends. And I'm not shy about posting them. Like my dancing,
Yeah.
right? There's close physical interaction.
Yeah.
Nothing happens, but I mean, obviously, when we're dancing, we have to look like
Yeah.
very sexy and all that stuff, lah. And someone who doesn't know me that well, or doesn't know me at all, and they look at this and they be like, "Wow, this guy is with this girl now," and then the next day he's with another girl. So they will look at it and go, "He's a bad boy." But once they actually know me, they realize, "Oh, he doesn't give a shit about these girls. He's just dancing because he loves it."
Yeah.
Okay, suddenly their perception changes. They were like, "Oh man, this guy has the opportunity and doesn't do anything. Like, what is wrong with him? He's still single, but he's hanging around all these girls." So the perception that's why I always say I'm stuck in the middle.
Yep. I get you.
Yeah, because I will have that initial reputation if they don't know me, to once they actually know me, it's totally changed. Like, I've literally seen this happen in front of my very eyes, where a girl has actually shown interest not just in me but just having sex with me, to totally zero tension at all. I've seen it drop in the space of how many days the more she got to know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like, wow. So like, I guess in a way I have to show that I'm not say to have to go and try and take advantage of those girls lah, but I need to be less placid. I don't know what's the word for it. Like okay, somebody has actually told me this before. You need to show more interest. Like,
I don't agree with that.
This is definitely.
Because yeah, this is me speaking from experience. I
Right.
have shown interest time and time again, but this all goes down to the current dating culture, right? If a girl's just not into you, she's just not into you, right? No matter how much you show interest, no matter the effort, no matter what it is, all that matters is whether or not she's attracted to you. If she's attracted to you, you can be the worst asshole in the world, and she will still fall for you. I
Well,
think
she'll
that's-
probably fall for you because you're an asshole.
yeah.
Because bad boy.
Yeah, correct. So, a lot of it, I stand strongly on this still. And I think it's just the problem that, or the root of this problem stems from the dating culture. And I've come to accept that fact and not pin it on myself. So there are things that I would change personally. In
Okay,
that
so
sense,
how
to
would you
be-
become that much more attractive
So
bad boy?
back in the day, I probably would have been what would be defined as a simp, right? You
Okay.
always do things for the girls, you always make the extra effort and things like that. Nowadays, I'm just not bothered. I'm gonna put in the effort, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna put in the effort, I'm gonna be nice and things like that, but there's a limit to that, right? If you're not gonna be, like returning the same favor, I'm out. Like, I am not wasting my time, I am out. So, I'm still not gonna treat them bad because it's not in my character to do so. But it's just that level of if you're not returning the same. If I'm texting you good night and good morning each and every single day, and you couldn't even take a single minute to text me back, what's the point?
Okay, I know we're going off topic here, but many years ago, when before I even went to uni, when I went to uni, okay, I was a 17-year-old kid that had no clue about dating. Like, my dad didn't teach me.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have guy friends who actually knew how to explain what they were doing that was working. And I came across, I don't even know how, you're talking about 20 years ago, okay? I don't even know how I came across this thing on the internet. There was no such thing as Facebook that somehow when you talk about something,
Not
the
at all.
advert comes out.
Yeah.
You might be talking about a house and suddenly a house agent
house
appears. No such thing. This is 20 years ago. But I came across this author. His name is David D'Angelo. Okay, he's the author of this book called Double Your Dating.
Alright.
Okay. And the key things that he used are the words cocky and funny. Right? So he had newsletters going out for free. Of course, if you're registered for the course, you can get access to the whole damn thing lah.
Yep.
As a broke student, I didn't register for it. But I was in the newsletter. And I look forward to his newsletter every week. He sends out one a week. And he compiles stories of people who used his cocky and funny concept to attract girls. But just by reading all his newsletters, compiling it and putting it in my head, I kind of got the gist of how to actually be attractive or turn the tension up with the girls.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah? So, if I was to go back to doing that, so I did that, right? I did that for the longest time, and I'm telling you that shit really works.
Yeah.
Some of them so surprising because even though you say you have to be cocky and funny, every girl has a different level of cocky and funny.
Yep.
Some, if you turn on the cocky too much, they won't like it. But some, if you turn it on so that much, they'll be like, "Ooh, this guy's attractive."
Yeah.
I know that because I've actually had people tell me that. This is when I was younger, where they'll be like, "Dude, the more you do that, the more I'm gonna find you hot."
Wow.
I actually got
immediate feedback.
Yeah, immediate feedback. I was like, what? See, I remember when I was doing that. So I was doing it to this group of girls. That was the other thing also. Is the focus is never to be on one girl.
Yeah.
But in a group situation, it actually works out a lot better.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't even targeting that girl. I was just trying the whole thing on everyone. And when that feedback came, I was like, damn, this thing actually works.
Oh yeah.
Now, I've gone off that for quite a while. Okay, in fact, I actually stopped doing that once I got a long-term girlfriend because I didn't need to be that guy.
Oh, you didn't turn it on.
Yeah. The thing is, once you got out of the relationship, you forget how to do it.
Yeah.
Because when I first got the newsletters, from the time I remember receiving the newsletters to the time it actually got me to be good at doing it, right? It was 3 years.
Damn.
3 whole years. Of course, the first 2 years is just reading the newsletters because I don't have access to the paid material.
Still compiling. Still compiling enough.
But once I got to the 3rd year, I was like, okay, I'm understanding how this works now.
Yeah.
And in the 4th year, baru, I start practicing
Yeah,
it.
and it makes sense. To be
Yeah.
honest, it makes complete sense. And I can see definitely why girls will fall for it.
Yeah, and people actually, there were some. So in the newsletters, they will actually also say, some guys responded by saying, "Oh, I don't want to be this guy. That's not who I am," right? I get that, but the thing is, once you adopt your own levels of cocky and funny, it's still you, turned up to a different level lah. But it's still who you are. You can be cocky and funny even if you are a geeky plant guy, trying to start up a conversation with a girl who doesn't know anything about plants.
I get it.
Yeah. So, actually, the past few years, I've recompiled all his books, and this time I paid for it. Problem is, I never went back into reading it. I don't know why this came up, because for me, the idea of cocky, funny, bad boys, I think that's how it works.
Oh, yeah,
if he's
it
a
does.
bad boy that actually makes a girl laugh as well and annoys her at the same time, I think that works. Yeah, so this is just not me just telling the podcast or me telling you. It's also me telling myself, go back and read that shit because it worked. You just forgot about it and just suddenly remembered in this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, we've gone on for too long. Well, it's the first episode in I don't know how long.
Hey.
But yes, let's hope that it's not going to be that long before the next one comes about. I don't know what number this is. I'm going to have to check the listings. But in the meantime, I have been Jason.
And I'm Desmond.
And before we go off,
Oh yeah,
for so long, we haven't plugged in our own. own
You can
Instagram.
find us on Instagram at the.singleguys or email us at thesingleguys.podcast@gmail.com.
Yes, we're finally doing it.
Yeah, drop us a comment.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.